My name is Sophia, and these are the four C's for my high school government class. I'm teaching these to my husband and my 1-year-old, who may or may not play the piano during this presentation. What are the four C's? The four C's are critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. We'll start with critical thinking. Critical thinking involves working through problems. It involves discernment, deciding what is important information and what information is trying to tell you. And on our Team ISEB website, it says critical thinking empowers students to discover the truth in assertions, especially when it comes to separating fact from opinion. So, critical thinking in our government course means that we'll be discussing bias in media. We'll be reading multiple sources to try to parse what information is relevant and what we believe to be true. We'll be discovering how sources are funded, what media is being funded, and how they do their research, where they get their information. We'll also be breaking down and identifying the point in policies and other government documents. The next four of the four C's is creativity. Think outside the box. We're looking at trying to get multiple perspectives, finding inspiration. And the point of creativity is to encourage students to think differently than convention demands. So finding new ideas and being inspired by each other. Another four of the four C's is collaboration. This means that we're working better together. We learn how to work as a team, practice our communication skills. This allows us varied perspectives and it encourages us to speak up when we have an idea. So, creativity and collaboration in our government class means that we'll be working on group projects. We will have student-led discussions, maybe using this Socratic method. And we'll be working together to solve problems like how can we be active community members. We'll be breaking down bias and discovering the main point in media pieces and new policies as they come out, both from local government and federal government. And we'll work on projects like how we can have a say in local government, how students can get involved in our local government, and how they can have a say even when they don't necessarily have a vote. So the last of the four C's is communication. Communication is key. We are working to organize our thoughts. In this class, we use respectful tones. We can continue to engage through eye contact and active discussion. And we streamline our discussion, we streamline our points. So in practice, in this class, that means we are always respectful throughout our discussions, in our communications with teachers, in class and through email, through online work. Have a main point and get to it. When we are making our point, let's try to stay off tangent and make sure that we know what we're trying to say. If we're not sure, we can always pause and come back to it if needed. Allow others to speak their mind fully before jumping in. My baby agrees. And he's playing the drums. So we always want to make sure in discussions that our fellow classmates know that they can complete their thought. We don't want to talk over each other, and we want to make sure that we're having discussions, not arguments. So always be respectful, ensuring that we're listening. Active listening is really important in communication. You want to know what someone is saying so that you can respond and make your point. And we just want to make sure that we're communicating clearly, concisely, and having a good, fun discussion. So the four C's are for your success. Each of the four C's cover um, inter Each of the four C's cover interrelated concepts paramount to being an educated person. Critical thinking teaches students to question claims and seek truth. Creativity teaches students to think in a way that's unique to them. Collaboration teaches students that groups can create something bigger and better than you can on your own. And communication teaches students how to effectively convey ideas. That's why these four C's are really important as we move through our course and make sure that we use them so that we can function in our classroom and learn. All right, thank you. Here are my references, and I appreciate your time.